The world of professional wrestling has given fans plenty of historic tag team duos. However, fans have also seen these tag teams experience shocking breakups. These shocking moments have changed careers, while shifting fan sentiment for these wrestlers. There are countless breakups that each wrestling fan can look back on with awe, shock, and excitement. But what tag team breakups make the top 20 in wrestling history? Number 20, Pretty Wonderful. The tag team of Paul Orndorff and Paul Roma is one some wrestling fans never saw coming. Paul Roma spent his time as part of the legendary Four Horsemen before the formation of Pretty Wonderful. As part of the Horsemen, he was one half of the WCW World Tag Team Champions with the Enforcer Arn Anderson. Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff, spent most of his career in the singles division before diving into the tag team world. Prior to teaming with Roma, Orndorff was the WCW World Television Champion and later tagged with Stunning Steve Austin and Lord Steven Regal after losing the title to Ricky Steamboat. When the team of Pretty Wonderful was formed in 1993, they were managed by the Masked Assassin. Under his wing, Pretty Wonderful used dirty tricks to rise to the top in WCW as the World Tag Team Champions. Thanks to them assaulting current champs Cactus Jack and Kevin Sullivan before their match, they easily won the titles from them at Bash at the Beach. The team held the titles on 2 occasions, with their last match together resulting in the 2 parting ways. It also led to the end of their careers in WCW as wrestlers, as Roma was fired months later and Orndorff being sent to the WCW power plant as a trainer. Number 19, The Hollywood Blondes. Professional wrestling has seen several tag teams using the name, the Hollywood Blondes. However, the tag team of Stunning Steve Austin and Flyin' Brian Pillman are the best-known team to use the Hollywood Blondes name. Years before the now hairless Stone Cold Steve Austin became a household name, he had beautiful blonde hair. As a heel, Austin found success as a 2-time television champion and United States champion in WCW. However, it wouldn't be until he tagged with Pillman that people would notice him. The duo would first team in late 1992 and win the WCW World Tag Team Championship by the end of March 1993. However, the team didn't last long, as an assault by Pillman on Colonel Rob Parker, Austin's manager, in October 1993 led to the breakup of this blonde-headed duo. After the breakup, Pillman would be in several feuds with other wrestlers before going to the WWF. Austin, who was fired by WCW in 1995 while injured, would sign with WWF and become the biggest part of the company's Attitude Era. Number 18, Enzo Amore and Big Cass. The tag team of Enzo Amore and Big Cass featured 2 people who were complete opposites. Amore was the star of the team, as the 5'11" wrestler had all the mic skills and charisma. What he lacked in size he made up in raw talent. Big Cass, who Amore touted as 7 foot tall, was much bigger than his partner. While Amore was the talent, Cass was the wrecking ball. These real-life friends took NXT by storm, as the self-proclaimed, realest guys in the room, won the Tag Team of the Year in 2015. While they started off as heels, the team quickly became fan favorites, thanks to Amore's pre-match intro of the team. They found their way onto the WWE main roster after WrestleMania 32, wowing fans with their entertaining moments. However, WWE never let this fan-favorite tag team go far. Big Cass would turn on the smaller Amore, as he was the unknown assailant who attacked his partner 2 weeks in a row. The breakup would be complete on the June 19, 2017 episode of Monday Night Raw. It was here Cass attacked his partner in the ring, as he was frustrated with teaming with Amore. After the breakup, both wrestlers had horrible singles careers, leading to their release from the company. Number 17, Heavy Machinery. Big guys Otis and Tucker were fan favorites as part of Heavy Machinery. While the two found little success in WWE, it didn't keep the fans from cheering for these 2 big guys. The team started in NXT back in 2016, before getting the call to the main roster in 2019. Heavy Machinery quickly challenged for the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championship, but were unsuccessful in becoming champions. While still a team, WWE started pushing a romantic angle with Otis and Mandy Rose. During the angle, Otis won the 2020 Money in the Bank briefcase. The win led to him having a storyline feud with The Miz. It was during this feud where Tucker would turn on his partner at Hell in a Cell, costing Otis his Money in the Bank briefcase. After the breakup, Otis would quickly join Chad Gable, forming the tag team of the Alpha Academy. However, Tucker saw his time in wrestling cut short, as the WWE released him in 2021. Number 16, The Iconics. Real-life best friends Billie Kay and Peyton Royce were the tag team fans loved to hate. The annoying on-screen personas of the two made them solid heels in the WWE Women's division. As part of the Iconics, the duo won the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship once and got themselves the Breakout of the Year award while with NXT. However, despite having very few tag teams in the women's division, WWE decided it was best to break up this iconic duo. In what has to be the worst scripted breakup, Kay and Royce were stipulated to break up their tag team if they lost their match on Monday Night Raw. The move came from nowhere, as these two wrestlers were known best as a tag team, not as singles competitors. After the breakup, neither Kay nor Royce got a push. They were later released by the WWE in April 2021. Number 15, Los Guerreros. Los Guerreros, which was Eddie Guerrero and his real-life nephew Chavo Guerrero, was a tag team fans grew to love. While the two had time in the spotlight in WCW, it was in WWE where they were known as Los Guerreros. During the summer of 2002, the two had their first tag team match in WWE versus Edge and Rey Mysterio. While the two lost the match, it didn't stop them, as they officially called themselves Los Guerreros shortly after that match. The two would later become tag team champions at Survivor Series during a triple threat match. Their motto was to lie, cheat, and steal, something that kept them firmly as heels during the early days of their run. However, a feud with John Cena on two separate occasions led to them becoming fan favorites. But the team didn't last long, as the team broke up 2 months after they lost the tag titles for a second time. The breakup was a drawn-out process, as Chavo kept blaming Uncle Eddie for their downfall. After their breakup in January 2004, Eddie won the WWE Championship while Chavo won the WWE Cruiserweight title. Number 14, DIY. The NXT tag team of Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, known as DIY, had a couple of runs over the years. After forming the team in the summer of 2015, the two had a couple notable accomplishments under their belt. The biggest one being their winning of the NXT tag team titles. That title match later won them the NXT Match of the Year award for 2016. However, it was only 6 months after their title win that Ciampa turned on his partner. The attack happened after a title match against the Authors of Pain, who won the title back in January 2017. While the two had a feud in 2018, the team of Gargano and Ciampa made a brief comeback in 2019. The reuniting came while working in NXT and saw them working together on the main roster on WWE Raw and SmackDown. However, by March 2019, the two were broken up again, with Gargano getting payback on Ciampa from his 2017 betrayal. While Ciampa wanted to strike first, it was Gargano beating him to the punch with a superkick. Number 13, The Brothers of Destruction. Storyline brothers Kane and The Undertaker are two towering legends in WWE. While the two began as rivals, they later became the tag team known as the Brothers of Destruction. Their first appearance together was in August 1998, the week before Undertaker's title match with Stone Cold Steve Austin. However, the two soon parted ways until 2000, when they took over the WWE Tag Team division. Over the course of 1 year, the two won both the WWE World Tag Team titles and the WCW World Tag Team titles. But after the WCW-ECW Invasion storyline was over, so was the team known as the Brothers of Destruction. The breakup of this team happened solely because The Undertaker took a heel turn the night after WWE won against Team WCW at Survivor Series. While the two would team on and off over the next 2 decades, nothing topped their run during the turn of the century. Number 12, The Bar. The unlikely tag team of Sheamus and Cesaro, later known as The Bar, was born from a baffling idea by Mick Foley. The two started off in a rivalry during the summer of 2016, as they had a best-of-7 series that ended in a tie. Instead of having the two fight another match to break the tie, Foley made the two a tag team and eventually gave them multiple title shots. While the two were heels, they quickly became fan favorites. Their motto, despite having little experience as tag team wrestlers, "We don't just set the bar, we are the bar," became a hit with the WWE Universe. During their time as a team, they won the Raw tag titles 4 times, while winning the SmackDown tag titles once. Cesaro would show off his toughness during this time, as he completed a tag match despite losing 2 teeth when he hit the LED post. However, in 2019, an injury to Sheamus would be a death blow to the bar. Since then, Cesaro left the WWE as of 2022 while Sheamus is with a new faction called the Brawling Brutes. Number 11, The Miz and John Morrison. John Morrison was no stranger to the tag team scene, as he was part of MNM. However, The Miz was a character fans of the WWE hated thanks to him being best known as the guy from the real world. While the two were an unlikely team, they found success in the WWE. The two joined forces to fight for the WWE Tag Team Championship in 2007, a title that they won and defended on the same night against Matt Hardy and MVP. The tag title reign of the two lasted a stunning 250 days, not bad for two wrestlers who came into the WWE from Tough Enough. Their reign also landed them a spot online streaming their Dirt Sheet, a segment where they made fun of other WWE superstars. But interference by Morrison in a singles match between The Miz and Kofi Kingston, resulting in a DQ win for Kingston, would end the tag team. The loss sent The Miz to Raw and had him attacking his former partner. After the split, both The Miz and Morrison would find success in and out of the ring. Morrison would win multiple singles titles while The Miz became a 2-time Grand Slam champion. Number 10, The American Males. Scott Riggs and jobber tag team partner Marcus Bagwell had a solid run in WCW as the American Males. When Riggs joined the WCW, the company put him with Bagwell, who had experience as a tag team competitor. While Riggs was green to the business, Bagwell already had 3 tag title reigns with 2 previous partners. But even with Riggs being new to WCW, it didn't stop the American Males from capturing tag team gold. After defeating Harlem Heat for the titles, they only held those titles for 1 month before losing them back to Harlem Heat. With so much talent in the tag team division of WCW, they lost any shot of becoming champions again. The team continued as a solid low to mid-card tag team until Eric Bischoff gave every WCW wrestler an ultimatum. With him giving WCW wrestlers 30 days to join the NWO, Bagwell was the first to jump at the opportunity. However, Riggs attempted to stop him, leading him to be attacked. After joining the NWO, Bagwell found success as both a tag competitor with Scott Norton and as a singles competitor. His biggest win in one-on-one action was against Glacier, who had a year-long undefeated streak in singles competition ended by Bagwell. Riggs would join Raven's flock before eventually fading away from wrestling. Number 9, Fire and Ice. The team of Scott Norton and Ice Train, better known as Fire and Ice, was a short-lived pairing featuring 2 big guys with similar wrestling styles. This team came about months after the two wrestled to a draw in February 1996. It wouldn't be until late April when the two made their debut as Fire and Ice against the Steiner brothers. This match led to a feud between the two, as they faced the Steiner brothers 5 more times. While they never beat them, 2 of the matches ended with no winner. The team did well against other teams, but because they couldn't defeat the Steiners, they eventually broke up. The team had promise, but never got a push in WCW. However, the way Fire and Ice was formed was the same way they ended, losing to Rick and Scott Steiner. Number 8, The Hardy Boys. Real-life brothers Matt and Jeff Hardy were a hallmark of the tag team division during the WWF Attitude Era. The high-risk-taking tag team earned their name of Team Extreme under the management of Lita. Night after night, the two put on epic matches against the likes of the Dudley Boys and Edge and Christian. They were a huge part of WrestleMania 2000, as they competed in a triangle ladder match for the WWF Tag Team titles. While they lost the match, it was a historic match that later gave way to the tables, ladders, and chairs matches fans see today. With the Hardy Boys being so popular, and groundbreaking in the tag division, their breakup came as a shock. After nearly a decade as a team, both on the independent circuit and in WWE, Matt would attack brother Jeff in a fit of jealousy. With Jeff getting a push against The Undertaker, Matt felt ignored, and took those frustrations out on his brother. Number 7. The Mega Powers. WWF superstars Hulk Hogan and Macho Man, Randy Savage were two of the hottest performers of their time. While the two started as rivals, thanks to Savage's many attempts to wrestle the WWF World title from Hogan, they became allies when Miss Elizabeth got Hogan to help Savage. With Savage being outnumbered by the Hart Foundation, it was Hogan who cleared house and saved him. After the ring was cleared, with only Hogan and Savage left standing, fans were expecting a fight between the two. However, the two shook hands, forming the Mega Powers. From 1987 to 1989, the two became friends and cut some of the best promos of their time. While their first televised tag match wasn't until the summer of 1988, fans still loved the Mega Powers. However, the team would dissolve thanks to the jealousy of Savage. All it took was for Hogan to take Miss Elizabeth, who was Savage's wife in real life, to the medical staff after she got knocked out. With Hogan sticking by her side, and leaving Savage out to fight by himself, it brought out the madness in him. Savage would attack Hogan in the back room after the match, thus ending the Mega Powers. The breakup led to Hogan fighting Savage for the WWF World title at WrestleMania 5. Hogan would win, marking his second reign with the title. Savage would have one more world title reign in 1992 before later leaving the WWF for WCW. Number 6. The Steiner Brothers. Rick and Scott Steiner are real-life brothers from Bay City, Michigan who spent over a decade as an active tag team in Mid-Atlantic Wrestling, WCW, and WWF. Known by fans as the Steiner Brothers, the two University of Michigan amateur wrestlers won the NWA Mid-Atlantic Tag Team titles, WCW World Tag Team titles, WCW United States Tag Team titles, and WWF Tag Team titles during their career. With 11 tag title reigns, they established themselves in professional wrestling as one of the best tag teams in the late 80s and through the 90s. However, Scott would turn on his older brother, as he started changing everything about himself leading into his heel turn. The turn, and breakup of the Steiner brothers, happened in 1998 at SuperBrawl. During their title defense against the Outsiders, Scott would attack his brother and manager Ted DiBiase. This led to the Outsiders regaining the titles, which Scott Steiner handed to them, signifying he was joining the NWO. It would be the birth of Scott's Big Papa Pump persona, which ultimately led him to a WCW World title reign. Brother Rick also found success outside the team after the breakup, winning the WCW television title. Number 5. Edge and Christian. Another popular tag team from the WWF Attitude Era was Edge and Christian. The two real-life friends got their push when they became part of the Brood with Gangrel. While the WWF pushed the two as brothers, they would drop that part of the gimmick during the 2000s. Edge and Christian later left the Brood, turning them into baby faces, and started a feud with the Hardy Boys. When the feud began, the Hardy Boys were part of Gangrel's New Brood, before ultimately leaving him. During their time as a tag team, they were the highlight of several WrestleMania events. The TCL matches of today are thanks in part to Edge and Christian, as they dominated the tag team division. Their comedic antics and 5-second pose for the benefit of those with flash photography helped keep them fresh. However, Christian would turn on Edge in 2001 shortly after Edge won the King of the Ring tournament. With Christian doing the con chair to on Edge, it signaled the end of their partnership. While the two have teamed since then, nothing can compare to their time as a team during the late 90s. The breakup did wonders for Edge, who became a multi-time world champion, intercontinental champion, and world tag team champion. However, Christian didn't get the same push that Edge got, as he bounced between WWE and other wrestling promotions. Number 4. Harlem Heat. The team of Stevie Ray and Booker T found themselves as one of the best tag teams in WCW during the 90s. As Harlem Heat, the team enjoyed a record-breaking 10 title reigns as WCW World Tag Team Champions. These brothers found their first taste of success under the management of sensuous Sherri. With her by their side, Harlem Heat won their first tag titles against Stars and Stripes. They later had feuds with the Nasty Boys, the Steiner Brothers, and the Amazing French Canadians. While the team had a quiet breakup because of a singles push of Booker T and an injury to Stevie Ray, it wasn't until 2000 that the two officially split. Despite Stevie Ray joining the NWO in the summer of 1998, the two remained on good terms, and even won the WCW Tag Team Championship in 1999 against Bam Bam Bigelow and Kanyon. It was during Thunder in 2000 where Stevie Ray turned on his brother after a loss to Midnight. Number 3, Beer Money. TNA Tag Team Beer Money, which saw Robert Roode team up with James Storm, was the best team the company had. Their on-screen antics helped them maintain popularity in TNA, as they issued a weekly off-the-wagon challenge to all comers. The challenge led to Beer Money getting Petty Williams and Lance Rock fired from TNA in the storyline. As a tag team in TNA, Beer Money won the tag titles a record-tying 5 times. However, the party ended in 2011 when Roode and Storm faced each other for the TNA World Heavyweight title. During the match, Roode bashed Storm over the head with his own beer bottle, leading him to win the title. The move saw Storm tagging with several other partners throughout his career in TNA. While Storm never made the big-time promotions, Roode did, as he joined the WWE in 2016 via their developmental promotion, Next. Number 2, Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio. The fan-favorite teaming of Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio was a heartbreaker for wrestling fans. With Guerrero and Mysterio being friends in real life, it made perfect sense to make them a tag team. Guerrero and Mysterio quickly made their way into the tag team title picture, winning the titles in 2005 at No Way Out. However, Eddie's nephew, Chavo Guerrero, convinced his uncle to face Mysterio at WrestleMania 21 in a one-on-one match instead of defending the titles. With Mysterio getting the win over Eddie, it built the tension between the two champions. It all came to a head after the team lost the titles to M&M on April 21. During their rematch, Eddie abandoned his partner, breaking up the team and starting an odd storyline between the two. For months following the breakup, Eddie and Rey were in a deep-rooted rivalry. This rivalry saw Eddie revealing Rey's son, Dominic, was in fact Eddie's child. The storyline was Eddie give Dominic to Rey after Mysterio and his wife had trouble conceiving their own child. Number 1, The Rockers. The most historic tag team breakup of all time was that of the Rockers. Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty spent the late 80s and early 90s as a tag team going through various wrestling promotions. After nearly a decade as a tag, the Rockers were honored as Tag Team of the Year in 1989 while winning various tag team titles along the way. When the team made their return to the WWF in 1988, they never got a title push like they received in other promotions. Instead, they had long drawn-out feuds with multiple tag teams, most notably with the Brainbusters and the Fabulous Rougeau brothers. However, they did have a title reign that the WWF didn't recognize after the team defeated the Hart Foundation in a botched 2 out of 3 falls match. With no official title reigns under their belt in WWF, and real-life issues between the two, led to a breaking up of the Rockers. This all came about on the now infamous segment on Brutus Beefcake's Barbershop. During the segment, Michaels lambasted his partner, super-kicking Jannetty and throwing him through the barbershop window. After the breakup, Michaels' career soared, with him winning multiple championships as a singles competitor. However, Jannetty saw his career, and life, take a turn for the worse. While the WWF gave him multiple chances, his personal demons kept him from becoming a bigger star in wrestling. That does it for our top 20 tag team breakups of all time. Comment which tag teams you think should have made the list. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more wrestling content from our channel.